Salve omnes, welcome to this video lesson on chapter 32, and we are in section 2 today. Alright. Interea, meanwhile, Lydia genua flectit. Lydia bends her knees. Et Deum precator, and she prays to God. Notice that Deus is capitalized as God often is in English when we're referring to a monotheistic God. Llpsi adiuet, that he aid her. So she prays to God that he aid her. Pater noster, qui es in caelis, our Father who is in the heavens, in the sky. Fiat voluntas tua, may your will be done, sed libera nos a malo, but free us from evil. Now you might notice, if you have ever heard the Lord's Prayer, that this is coming from the Bible, okay? And as I say in the margin, this is adapted from Matthew 6, 9, 10, and 13. All right, and then, medus autem, medus, however, gladium brevim, quim ad hoc sub veste occultavit, a short sword which he still had hidden, which he still hid under his clothing, he draws out, or let's put that in English word order because that was really wacky in English. Medus, however, draws out a ducat, a short sword which he still hid under his clothes. Et equidem inquit, and he says, I, for my part, I indeed, non in ermis occidar, will not be cut down, non occidar, will not be killed, you could also say. In ermis, unarmed. So in ermis, the adjective, meaning unarmed, is the opposite of armatus, meaning armed, or in other words, with a weapon. So the erm part there, ERM, is coming from the root of arm, as in weapon. Si praedones me armis petiverent, if the pirates will have sought me with arms or with weapons, that is to say, if they will have attacked me with weapons, omnibus viribus repugnabo, I will resist, I will fight back with all my strength. Fortes fortuna adiuvat ut aiunt. Fortune aids the brave, as they say. So that's a famous saying in Latin. Fortes fortuna adiuvat. Notice the nice wordplay, sound play with fortes and fortuna. Fortuna means luck in Latin, and fortes means brave people. But there's a little play on the fact that they both start with fort. Okay. Tum vero, but then, Lydia says, inquit, converte gladium tuum in locum suum. Turn your sword back into its place, that is to say, put it back away. Omnes enim qui ceperint gladium, for all those who have, or shall have, we could also say, taken up the sword. Gladio peribunt, will die, will perish by the sword, ut ait Christus, as Christ says. And this is coming, there's some allusion here to Matthew 26:52. Sed te quoque, inquit medus, gladio meo defendam. But, says Medus, I will defend you too with my sword. Nolo te a praedonibus occidi spectare inermis. Nolo, I don't want to watch you, spectare te, being killed by pirates, unarmed, inermis. So he wants to be armed and do something about it. Donec ego vivam, so long as I live, or we could say in English, so long as I shall live, nemo tibi nocebit, no one will harm you. So he wants to play the brave, bold boyfriend, right? Sed Lydia, quae medum ut furim contemnet, but Lydia, who disdains or looks down upon Medus as a thief, says, inquit, non a te, sed a Deo auxilium peto. I seek help not from you, but from God. I solus nos tuere potest. He alone is able to guard or look out for us. Item gubernator, likewise the captain, multis verbis medo desuadere conatur. Likewise the captain tries conatur to dissuade Medus, that is to talk him out of this. Multis verbis, with many words. Ne gladium educat, neo praedonibus vi et armis resistat, so that he would not draw his sword and would not resist the pirates by force and by arms. Vi et armis. All right, and here's what he specifically says. Quid opus est armis? What need is there for arms, for weapons? Tanta est vis praedonum, so great is the force, the power of the pirates, ut nullo modo, that in no way iis resistere possimus, are we able to resist them. Neque praedones nautas inermes occidat, nor do pirates kill sailors unarmed, cum eos magno pretio servos vendere possent, when they are able to sell them as slaves for a great price. Now, magno pretio here is the ablative of price. It sounds better in English to say for with that, although that's not a normal ablative translation elsewhere. All right, so he's like, don't worry about it. They'll just sell us to slavery. Great. Okay. Medus then replies to this saying, Jam ne oblitus est quid modo dixeris? Have you already forgotten, jam ne oblitus est, what you have just now said? Dixisti, you said, enim, or you said, I should say, te mortem servitute praefere, that you prefer death to slavery. Okay, and he's talking to the pilot here who had said something to that effect a minute ago. And the gubernator, the pilot, says, or the captain, we could also call him, says, Haud scio, I do not know. I do not know at all. Haud scio. Haud, in other words, is a strong synonym for known. An ego ita dixerem, whether I said so, sed profecto libertas mihi vita carior est, but absolutely liberty, freedom, is dearer to me than my life. Nihil libertate praefero, I prefer nothing to my freedom. Quam obrem, on account of which thing, or in other words we might say wherefore or therefore, omnem pecuniam meam praedonibus dabo, I will give all of my money to the pirates, si libertatem mihi redent, if they will return me my freedom, if they will give me back my freedom. Hanc gratiam solam ab iis petam, this alone, this thanks, this favor alone I will seek from them. Okay? So he's going to offer all his money if they'll just let him be free, let him go free. Medus then says, Certe praedones pecuniam tibi eripiant, certainly the pirates will steal your money from you. Sed felix eris, but you'll be lucky. Si pecuniae gratia vitae tuae parcent, if they will spare your life for the sake of money, gratia pecuniae. All right, and the pilot says, Si necesse erit, if it shall be necessary, decim milia sestertium praedonibus offere possum, I am able to offer, and then it says 10,000 of sesterces. Notice sestertium is an alternate genitive plural for sestertiorum, as it says in the margin. So if it will be necessary, I am able to offer 10,000 of sesterces to the pirates. Quod ipse non possideo, what I myself do not possess, amici mei pro me solvent, my friends will pay for me. Alright, then Meta says, Ergo, nulla spes mihi, therefore there is no hope for me. Qui nec ipse pecuniam habeo, nec amicam tam pecuniosum, I who myself have no money, nor any friends so rich, so wealthy, ut me e servitute redimere possit aut velit, that he would be able to redeem me or to buy me back from slavery, or be willing to do so, aut velit. Okay, poor Matus. Unlike the captain of the ship, he seems to have no way out of this. Tum mercator, then the merchant, says, inquit, mihi quidem, multi sunt amici pecuniosi. For me, indeed, there are many wealthy friends. In other words, I have many wealthy friends. It's that dative of possession we often get, like, to me the name is, meaning I have the name. Said, valde dubito, but I am very doubtful, I very much doubt. Num pecunia sua me redimere velent, whether they would be willing to redeem or buy me back with their own money, pecunia sua. Fortuna adversa, when fortune is adverse, amicis fidendum non est, one must not trust in friends. Okay? In other words, friends tend to go elsewhere and not be helpful when things are bad for you. So it's a very pessimistic sentiment here he's saying. So when with fortune being adverse, or when fortune is adverse, one must not trust in friends. Notice fidendum non est is literally it must not be trusted, and then you have to understand that in friends there in the dative. Verbs of trusting and believing ought to always take a dative for the person you trust or believe. Now, that being said, that gerundive phrase, it must not be trusted, again, should be changed around probably in English, and thus I say, with adverse fortune or in adverse fortune, one should not trust friends. That sounds a lot better in English. Namque amici, for friends. And by the way, namque is a synonym of nam and enim and quod and quia. Essentially, you can just ignore the que on the end of it. It's the same thing as nam. For friends, namque amici, quos in rebus secundis multos habere videmur, whom we seem to have many of in favorable things, in favorable affairs, in rebus secundis, temporibus adversis, in adverse times, nobis desunt, fail us, lack us. Again, this guy's a super pessimist, but he has just lost all of his property, cast us overboard of the ship, right? And he doesn't know what he's going to do. So I might be pretty pitiful too. Duos versos reminiscur. I remember two verses. E carmine, from a poem, quod de hac re scripsit poeta quidam, which a certain poet wrote about this thing, or this matter. And it quotes out in the margin here that this is from Ovidius, the poet Ovid, or Ovid, as we call him in English, and from his collection of poems called the Tristia, which means sad things. These were one collection of poems that he wrote while he was in exile from Rome, and he was rather depressed during this time. And here's what he wrote. Donec eris felix. So long as you're happy, multos numerabis amicos, you will count many friends. Okay? I might also say, so long as you're fortunate. Felix can be happy, fortunate. So as long as you are a lucky guy, doing well and happy, you will count many friends. Tempora si fuerent nubila, solus eris. Now, here this is poetry, so the C has been moved from its normal word order. If we did this in regular prose, it'd be C tempora nubila fuerent. if the times will have been cloudy, that is to say, if the times of your life prove a little bit troubled, solus eres, you'll be alone. The friends will all desert you, right? As soon as you get bad weather in your life. All right. Gubernator, the pilot says, Nescio qui poeta ista scripseret. I don't know what poet wrote those things of yours. Tu ne nomen eius mumeniste? Do you remember his name? And the merchant, the mercator, says, Ilos versus scripsit Ovidius, poeta egregius. Those verses the outstanding poet Ovid wrote. Nisi memoria me fallet, unless my memory fails me, or deceives me, we could also say. Qui ipse, who himself, cum fortuna adversa primaretur, when he was being oppressed by adverse fortune, that is to say, when he was in exile, as I mentioned, ab amici suis desertus erat, had been deserted by his friends. And this is in reference to the fact that when the Emperor Augustus exiled Ovid, and he was sent way off to the edge of the empire in on the coast of modern-day Romania near the Black Sea, he kept writing to his friends back in Rome, trying to get them to speak to Augustus and ensure that he could return to Rome from his exile, but they never did this for him. So this is what he means by deserted by his friends here. Gubernator, the pilot, says, Non verum est, quod dixit Ovidius. It is not true what Ovid has said. Nam etsi rara est vera amicitia ec fides. For even if true friendship and trust or faith is rare, non omnes amici sunt falsi, sel infidi. Not all friends are false or faithless, unfaithful. Multo melius Ennius poeta, much better the poet Ennius, and we have to understand something like says, and here's another quotation from a poet, Amicus certus in re incerta cernitur. Now here we get a lot of, this is like wordplay, sound play, and sort of etymological play on certus, incerta, and cernitur, the repetition of that care sound. So poets like to play with sounds like this. And if I translate this, it means a certain friend is ascertained. Notice I'm playing a little bit in the English here. A certain friend is ascertained in an uncertain thing, in an uncertain situation. So the point is, if you want to know if somebody is a sure friend, then you have to assure yourself of that in an unsure place and time. That is to say, when things are troubled, then you'll know if they're a real friend. Certus ac verus amicus, a certain and true friend, es qui is the one who, numquam amico suo deus, is never lacking his own friend, sel secunda, sel adversa fortuna est, whether the fortune is favorable or is adverse. Mihi vero multi sunt tales amici. For me, indeed, there are many such friends, qui semper mihi aderunt, who will always be there for me, in rebus adversis, in adverse affairs, in adverse circumstances, sel pecunia, sel alia re, mihi opus erit, whether there will be need for me of money or of another thing. Ipse anim, saepe amicis meis afui, for I myself was often there for my friends, nemo amicus umquam frustra auxilium a me petivet. No friend ever sought help from me in vain. Frustra. Ergo, therefore, omnes mihi grati sunt, they are all grateful to me, pro beneficiis, for my kindnesses, for my good deeds to them. All right, and the mercator, the merchant, says, aliud est gratium habere, aliud gratium refere. It's one thing to have sort of gratitude, and it's another thing to return that gratitude, that is to pay back the favor. So nice play again on the gratiam there. So habere gratiam, to have gratitude towards somebody, feel grateful. Yeah, that's fine and good, but are they actually grateful enough that they repay that favor? Non omnes qui tibi pro beneficiis gratias agunt. Not all those who thank you or give you thanks for your kindnesses, ipsi poes, ipsi postea, themselves later on, si opus furit, if there will have been a need, gratiam tibi referent, will pay you back the favor, or will return you the favor, we could also say in English. Facile est, it is easy, gratias agere pro beneficiis, to give thanks for kindnesses, for good deeds to you. Nec vero quidim difficilius esse videtur, nor indeed does anything seem more difficult, quam beneficiorum meminisse, than to remember those good deeds, right? Again, he's being a pessimist here, but the point is, anybody can say thank you, but to actually remember it and to help somebody out, because they've done you these kind favors in the past, to help them out when they need the need, not everybody's going to do that. All right, the gubernator, the pilot, says, Sed ego ipse, but I myself, soleo, am accustomed, amicis meis gratiam referre, to return thanks or return the favor to my friends. Nunquam beneficii oblitus sum. I have never forgotten a kindness and never forgotten a favor, a good deed that they've done for me. Simper pecuniam acceptam redidi. I have always returned or paid back money that I had received, or received money, literally speaking. Hic, here at this point, medus ergo inquit. Medus says, therefore, meliores amicus quam ille quim, you are a better friend than that one whom, ego aliquando e servitute redemi, I one day or once upon a time bought back or redeemed from slavery. Now that's actually getting us into section 3, so I think I'll stop there and we'll pick back up and look at that section 3 in our next video lesson. I do hope you've learned a few things here. There's some poetry, there's some quotations from the Bible, there's a lot of really interesting story background, and we're now about to get into Medus's background story. Ooh, how did he become a slave? All right. Valete omnes.